my message to y'all comes down to this: be weird. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's StepsBasic, and welcome back to my community show. Anyway, so this week has announcements, obviously. Moving on to announcements. First of all, this week has been annoying. First of all, sorry, the uploads have been a little scarce, but I'm going to kind of put this out there now. So I can stop apologizing for variations in my schedule. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep up with 2 a day, at least not every week. I'm doing all right with it, but I keep getting lazy, or in this week's case, I got a series of bad headaches at the beginning of the week. Well, technically the end of last week into the beginning of this week, followed by a fun bout with depression and everything else. So it's like I had all this time to work, but then just didn't want to. So I've been trying. I did beat Black Mesa, which was good, which means now we're moving on to Doom Eternal. But first I want to finish up the Henry Stickmin collection so that my daughter can play it. I mentioned that in the last video I did, the last Henry Stickmin video I did. Also, I like the 3 out of 10 thing, but I don't know how many episodes they're going to do of it, because apparently they're trying to release it week by week, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to want to do a video of it every week. Maybe for myself, yes, because I like it, and it's very fun and funny, and I like the little mini games and everything, but it wasn't really supposed to be a series, but I guess now it is. So, yeah, let me know if you guys want me to keep doing that. Otherwise, I think I'll do 1 more, maybe 2 more, and then that'll be it. Apart from that, that's all my announcements for today, for this week. So let's go on to the topic. And I'm annoyed and torn on this topic, because I'm saying that this video is in defense of the Parade magazine article. Parade site, whatever it was, Parade article, regarding girl gamers and whatnot. First of all, I find it to be annoying and demeaning to label people girl gamers. Same with boy gamers. I don't think there's actually people who label anyone boy gamers. But it implies things that I don't like. Specifically that girls who play games are different, so to speak. Now, I understand that there are some variations, and this article in itself did point out a few, but it got a whole bunch of people up in arms to the point where they actually had to take the article down. I'm pretty sure they took it down, if what I heard is correct. And that annoys me. First of all, I don't like the classification of boy and girl gamers. If the gender doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter, and I don't like the idea that is a classification. Now, I do understand that boys and girls, so to speak, play different games, statistically, not specifically, but statistically. But that does not mean that girls cannot play boy games and vice versa. I mean, for instance, one of my favorite games on my phone here is this freaking Gardenscapes game. It's a little mobile game where you connect things and make things go funny. Hey, what's it doing there? What's it doing over here? What's it doing? But I like this game. It's fun. It's stupid. It wastes my time, and that's exactly what I'm looking for in a mobile game. I hate the fact that it doesn't go away when I tell it to, though. And apart from that, Bloodborne, I'd say 90-80% of the ladies I know who play games, who are quote-unquote gamers, love the game Bloodborne. And it's an awesome game. There's no complaints for me there. That's a really awesome game, and I really need to get back and finish that one. So when we look at this article, the Parade article regarding girl gamers, the first thing I have is the whole label of girl gamers. I think gamers should be targeted more by their tastes rather than their gender or their et cetera, et cetera. It's just stupid because, if you target a game like Bloodborne to, oh, do you like horror? Do you like Dark Souls-esque battle style? Do you like dying 5 million times on a low-end enemies? Then you'll love Bloodborne. Bloodborne. Victorian era Bloodborne. Blah, 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 blah. As opposed to, hey, do you like pretty flowers and daisy chains and crowns? I'm using stereotypes, but I'm not actually believing them, by the way, just so you don't get all angry at me. Do you like flower crowns and daisy chains and all things pink? Then you're gonna love Bloodborne. Which is kind of what that article, screamed to me, looking at all the different things on there, all the games like Bejeweled and Candy Crush and Overwatch. That's a one. They don't market these games, quote unquote, to girls. They're just, well, with the exception of a couple of them. I mean, I don't know many guys who are going to want to play the Kardashian game. But then there comes the other issue I have with not the article itself, but the people getting angry at it. And that is because they are ignoring a key part of the article where the author said specifically that she interviewed people. She interviewed people, and that plus statistics kind of makes the article true. Despite what the people complaining online have to say, the article is still true. Just because you don't like it doesn't invalidate it. Now, of course, she could have lied. She could have said, I interviewed all these women about what types of games they like to play, and this is what they told me. Or, vice versa. She could be telling the truth, and the people she interviewed just lied, just to troll her, which, interviews. Stuff like that. And it annoys me that everyone's getting up in arms about this because, quote unquote, quote, what the heck is with this list? I love Bloodborne. And that was somebody who tweeted on Twitter there. Stuff like that. Coming back to Bloodborne again. The vast majority of the lady gamers I know who love games love Bloodborne. And, that was the thing I saw going by a lot in replies to this article and everything, was that they love Bloodborne. Be weird. Seriously. Why is everyone upset because they are not the quote-unquote target audience? That's the stupidest complaint ever. I mean, I'm young. I mean, I'm not young. I'm a bit older. I like to believe I'm young. But I'm a bit older, and I come from my generation, at least back when I was growing up, hated the idea of being classified into things, I mean, I know it's unavoidable. You're gonna hit a classification. You're gonna be such and such, whatever. But we liked to be who we are. We found happiness in being separate from the majority. And that was what we wanted to be. We didn't like the idea of being lumped in with the entirety of mainstream, as it were. And I know hipster, blah, blah, blah. I did it before it was cool, blah, blah, blah. But we did like being different. And I think everyone should like being different. And if an article comes out saying that all girl gamers are playing these, despite my grumps about, the whole classification of girl gamers, don't get upset just because you don't fit into it. And this goes the same with boys. Hey, one of my favorite movie genres, like it or not, is romantic comedies. I love love. I love romance, and I love comedy. And seeing them together, despite how impractical they are, despite how over the top they are, I love romance, and I love romantic comedies. That is not a standard response from men. But I don't care, because guess what? I am me, and that's all I'll be. And I'll watch me some romance. I'll watch me some love. I'll also turn around and watch me some zombie stuff. And if you got a zombie story with romance in it, heck yeah, man, sign me up. Zombies. That one was hilarious. Romantic comedy zombie. Rom-com zom. Rom-zom-com. Zom rom-com. And that's what really annoys me. I mean, statistically speaking, as much as I don't like the whole idea of using statistics in arguments like this, because people are people, they are not numbers. Statistically speaking, yes, girls, women play, specifically women of my age group who do play games, play those types of games. Like my best friend, one of her favorite games is actually Overwatch. And granted, at my age, most of the women my age don't actually play games. They play board games at best and avoid games altogether at worst. And that is not indicative of women as a whole. That's indicative of a subset of the population of women. You see what I mean? I don't care that you know, if I meet a woman, and I know plenty of them, like my ex-wife right now is playing God of War. Great game. Oh, so good. That story, man. My best friend plays Overwatch. My daughter plays whatever she gets her hands on. Granted, specifically, lately the most she's played is Minecraft. But, you know, as far as console games are concerned. But, you know, all comes down to one thing. Everyone is upset because they are not represented by an article that spoke to what a majority of people said. And overall, my message to y'all comes down to this. Be weird. Embrace the weird. Love the weird. That's the thing that's driving people to get so angry these days lately, is because they want to be represented by the whole, or they want to be represented by the majority, but don't. Sure, we get all the targeted advertising and everything. Oh, yeah, you like Call of Duty Warfare? Here you go, buddy. Next shooter game. Shoot 'em up. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not into that. I don't want to pwn the noobs in online multiplayer games. I hate those types of things. Mostly because I suck, but also because there's no depth to them. And I like my games to have depth. But because I am a man, I have to love the bloody, destructive world of Call of Duty Warfare Modern Battlefield such and such. I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the story mode in Call of Duty. I like the stories because that's why I play them. I hate the first-person shooter aspect to them because I suck at it. Shaking hands and whatnot. But, you know, I was shaking it. It doesn't actually shake that bad. I was just... But anyway. And I am not representative of what a majority of men like. And I'm fine with that. Now, of course, you know, as always, my usual caveat is live your life the way you want. But if you're going to constantly be struggling to have your tastes and everything be recognized as the most important or the most appreciated, then all you're doing is setting yourself up to be sad, angry, miserable the entire time. So maybe this is a little in defense of Parade. I think it was Parade. Definitely in defense of E3. But overall, it's in support of y'all. Love who you are, and don't get upset if you're not the most popular. The big kids in the crowd, because it's stupid. You know, enjoy your own things. Don't let people tell you what you need to enjoy, and don't enjoy things just because you're expected to. But also, don't expect everyone to love everything you love. I mean, pineapple on pizza, corn dogs and sherbet, girls playing Bloodborne. Whether or not it's different or special or standoffish, it's you. You're unique, just like everybody else. And everybody, from Philip DeFranco to Jacksepticeye to everybody else I've seen complaining about this on Twitter, with the exception of one person, has ignored the fact that the author of the article said that they interviewed people. They asked people. They just straight up ignored it in favor of their own narrative of this place hates women or this place thinks women need to follow this set description. No, that's not even what the article was saying. The article was saying, this is what girls are playing as per the people I interviewed. But whatever. Old man yells at clouds. But I just want everyone to be, themselves. That's the important part. It's not about what everyone else tells you are. It's about who you are. And people just forget that because they just want to rail and ramble against something. But anyway, that's it for me for today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this community show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you are more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Oh, and I can if I can. You know all that jazz. And tune in next time for another episode at another time. And until then, good night.